like the way it existed back in the days.
So when you say Fiat, are you referring to the Padmini Fiat?
It is.
Okay.
Fiat Padmini.
In that he had done that route.
Right, right. Something which you saw for Tata Harrier.
Right.
We've done something for BE6. We've got Mahindra 3XO. All the stunts that you see on those cars that we've done, I enjoy doing them.
Right.
So we were very overwhelmed with the support, with the love that we are getting as far as being a motorsports guys. I am totally amazed. So while if I were to give you a comparison, until 3 years back, until we did the Fast and Furious for the Universal World, we
Right.
launched the movie. The world premiere happened in Pune.
Right.
So we were the ones to launch them. Until then, the support was 20%. Like not many people knew about us. We would do among our friends. But post that, it's gone 360 degree up. Not ever been designed so beautifully. If you sit inside, everything feels like it's a mold. And sometimes it happens. Like, I mean, I've switched from a dirt bike to a drifting now. So we're going to see who's the fastest drifter. Like, come and get certified on our basic driving skills to how to get better driver.
Just as you're talking about movie in Tokyo Drift, if I remember the statement right, it's not the car, it's the driver who is behind it, who
Correct.
is important. So what is your take on that?
Bro, honestly, I mean, that can be perceived very wrongly in India. So I will go back to quote a very lame example. दारू पीने के बाद भाई गाड़ी तेरा भाई चलाएगा. So I would want to support that statement, but with a caveat saying you need to know your limits. You need to spend some time on the seat, and you need to be physically fit, mentally sound to choose that statement, saying it's the driver behind the car and not the car. But yes, with multiple caveats for Indian standards, so that the kids who are watching this are getting the right message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, just taking another cue from a Marvel movie that states, with great power comes great responsibility. So, do you say when we are drifting, and again, the power has to be, there is a certain kind of, you say, the characteristics of the car that needs to be a certain BHP that the car has to be, the entire mod that we do. So, in that, do you believe that yes, with great power comes great responsibility? Would you agree with that point?
So, bro, honestly, people haven't evolved, but the cars are evolving.
Right.
Like an electric car is pushing 300 bhp, and kids nowadays qualify from a college are getting cars which have disc brake, higher bhps. At a push of a button, you can just be flying. So for me, that statement is every time you sit in a machine, respect it for whatever it is, know it a little better. So with great power, that means we've moved to a category where the car's been modified. But I'm saying with the population that we have in India, you're always at a mercy of killing somebody if you do a slightest of mistake.
This is something actually needed at this point of time, where every second day we see someone is either getting into a road rage because of cars bumping into each other or some or the other mishap, or there's again, like, rash driving and that.
Yeah, see, I mean, look at ladies. See, they have to get to work, but have they seen intense crowd that they have to drive through? Have they been exposed to reverse driving? On our RTO test driving skills, how much will they be tested for this? You are lucky to get clear, you get a license and you're gone. Your 15 minutes test is what you pass. But we'll put you on hours of simulation, saying come drive on our track for 1 hour. We have some trainers who will train you on what is reversing, how do you get more confident, what are those basic skills, how do you tackle crowd, how do you drive bumper to bumper by not burning your clutch, what is understeer, how do you save yourself from a pulling in. Nobody knows how does a handbrake works. It's never 99% of your data says in a situation which is a panic situation, nobody's ever pulled their handbrake because they don't know how it behaves. So we put you onto a simulation on our actual track for you to experience all of that, so you can leverage those features for yourself when you're on the road and not putting people's life at risk.
And I believe in drifting, handbrake plays a very vital role.
100%. Drifting is all about driving your car from rear wheel drive.
Right.
And how do you get in play? By pulling in a handbrake. So e-brakes is a thing about drifting. We know it. Two elements: e-brake and rear wheel drive. So that's what makes drifting. And we also, if you progress and enjoy what you show see in Drift Master, then you wish to pursue your motorsports. We'll also expose you for drifting. We expose you for drag racing. How do you do a launch control? How do you brake better? Then you say, I want to go back for rallies. So we create simulations and put you on our off-road track. we can help you build the car, and then put you on to some professional to take your journey ahead. So Drift Master make road safer by making drivers better. And then if there are drivers who want to fall into motorsports because we want to increase this community, we then identify if there is more thirst for you to take your journey ahead. Then we put you into specialized zones of different motorsports aspect that is existing in India.
So, when we talk about creating this entire driving school, or you could say Tapaswi racing, if that's how this entire schooling for drifting or safe driving comes in. So, first of all, if it is safe driving, it is open for all. So, when we talk about drifting school, okay, or a drifting academy, off-road driver, if I've got it right.
Yes, yes.
So, how do you identify if the person is seriously into drifting, or he's just come, or is that also open for all?
See, like I said, I want to address part one: how do we make the road safer? So Ola drivers, drivers from corporate companies, there are about 2,500 of them. We invite for training, certify them over a day's course. This is almost basically negligible cost. 200, 300 rupees, come here, drive our cars, get certified. So we expose you to all those simulations that we just spoke about. Then from there, we invite people who are parents into motorsports, or kids like me who wants to grow in motorsports. Come and get certified on our basic driving skills to how to get better driver. See, I may think I'm driving cars very fast, but I'm going to time you on my track. And everybody else is at 1 minute and you are at 2 minutes. Then automatically tells you that you're not good at driving. Some reality check will happen. But post that, you said, no, I want to get better with my driving. Then we push you on to a professional. And then say you come here and saying, hey, Jeet, I don't connect with drifting, I want to do off-road. Then we put you, the idea is to create an aggregated platform. From there, push you on to professional. So for drifting, I'll push you to Sanam. For off-road bikes, I'll push you to Nelly, Pro Dirt. For ISBL, super biking, I'll push you to ISBL. For dirt biking professional, I'll put you to ISRL. And multiple such fields. So I'm just going to be an aggregator, sort your basics out, and show you a path of how do you wish to pursue your career in motorsports by putting these people together.
So, shall we say, maybe into motorsports, you're going to be the kind of Swiggy or a Zomato who have just connected people,
yes,
to make life simpler.
See, I mean, we've known people that who wants to enter motorsport but don't know the channel,
right?
Or they've hit the wrong people, and somebody just charged them, overcharged them, somebody's bluffed them, somebody's not built their cars right.
Correct.
So we want to create some platform where they know if I pushed an A person, what is his rating, who all have gone to him, how many champions has he created. If I pushed you to a B person, how many. So everything is available on our platform for you to see which way do you wish to pursue. And sometimes it happens. Like, I mean, I've switched from a dirt bike to a drifting now. Sometimes I want to switch. So I also want to know कि अगर मुझे drifting में जाना है, तो मुझे किसके पास जाना है? Who's the one who's doing it the right way, who's also reasonable, because cost is a big factor.
Correct.
And who's also taken people international and has good path depth is shown as a career.
So this is okay. For if at all I want to learn drifting or something, I say then you route me to the right person, and you become the person who's guiding somewhere a kind of Google for motorsports who can guide me the right way. But what about somebody, for if at all I am the tutor to teach you drifting, but do you have that skill to learn drifting? Are you going to respect that machine? How would you identify that?
So look, I mean, a lot of people who've done fantastic in motorsports now have gone back to their regular life. Either they're doing business or service. They're nowhere related to motorsports because motorsport doesn't pay. So you were a drifting trainer. So in my program, I have a contract with you saying, sir, if I have somebody coming and reaching out to me, can I have you as my trainer? I will, on my track or your track, we will pay you this much. So this means you will also get something as money or investments out of your motorsport interest. And this is, you were part of motorsports before, now not anymore. But this is your chance to come back to motorsports. Now you're going to teach somebody, make your dreams live through him, and also earn some money.
Correct.
Because you're going to work as a guiding principle to somebody, some kid out there. And for example, like for us, what we do in drifting, like example that you've quoted, you come to me. For me, it's very true that just because you have money, I'm not going to teach you drifting.
Right.
Are you my motorsports guy? Are you heavily inclined? So I invite you for free sessions. I give you a taxi ride for free session on my track day. It doesn't cost me anything. I tell you, see, this is how difficult it is. It may look very rosy and gloomy from outside. but you have to get your hands dirty. You have to talk about your fuel. You have to have 5 people who are helping you. You have to sometimes drive your car which has no tires. The tires cost too expensive. So we make you aware of what does it really take, which is
Correct.
looking like it's a great sport. We make you realize what you're up for, and then help you build your cars post your training also. So that, see, you cannot come to me, get trained and get better. You have to have your seat time.
Right.
So I look at it ki chalo, I'll help you build a car for yourself with no interest from mine, and have you as another friend of to join me on my track day, and we'll race with you also, and we'll try and get you better also. That's how you
True.
grow motorsports, right?
Exactly. So just as you spoke about, it's you have money, so you can learn drifting or something, that doesn't matter. So just taking from your experience, what again, you can correct me if we have learned this right. As per what we had learned about you is, though things have been in you about sports, about cars and bikes in from your parents, or you could say your ancestors or the family, but along with that there was a downtime where, again, to come back to this motorsports, there was a time when you were away from this as well. So if you can just throw some light on, so
Yeah.
that people understand this is serious money, this is serious fact,
Right,
and
right.
not to take it just for fun kind of.
Look, if you were to ask me, I would have loved to pursue motorsports full time. And in 2 years, I'll see myself doing rallies full time. But that's the growth path that I've had. What people don't know about me is 22 years I have put into a service industry. Monday to Friday, I'm on a coat, tie, collar sort of a job, serving for Australia. And prior to this, 10 years I worked for UK and now for Australia. But as passion, what gets me a little more alive is my weekends. So I earn over the weekdays to earn my weekends, which is what you see. I build these. Luckily, family has been great support, supporting me with everything that I want to achieve. So racing is limited to weekends. That's the reason I don't travel outside my state to race, because then I have to show up on Monday to work, right? And I work as an associate vice president for a multinational company, and I have about 400 people working for me.
Right.
But that's how I live two different lives. I have weekend life and I have a weekday life. So yes, that's the reason why you need to be mentally fit. If you are to be mentally recharged, you come here, do your motorsports, enjoy your passion, and go back fresh on Monday. And that's how I've been able to balance it out so well. It complements me. And anytime I thought of being lazy, eating bad food, my motorsports keeps me on check. Yeah, you have a race this weekend. You better be at your best. So it's
Right.
been complementing. Luckily, I found that blend working for me very, very right. But yes, I think to your answer, every family has their cycle. So we were a joint family. What you're sitting is was the businesses ran out of debt, and I lost my father and grandfather in a very short time. So we literally had everything which is on top of our head was taken away overnight with us. So we had to sustain that journey, probably take a pause, do well in our careers, stabilize ourselves, go back to give what it takes as basic needs for our family. You see, because you're never going to achieve anything without putting your basics right. If your mom's unhappy, your family's unhappy, and will you enjoy a motorsport? Not as much.
Exactly.
So you put that basics first and then come back to your passion and strike a balance between them. So my message also to the kids is, everybody who thinks is going to be a great racer, fix everything that it takes to fix your basics back. When you're at peace at the basics, 80% whatever is your responsibility, then you do better at this side of things as well. Balancing is an art. Eventually it'll come and fall in place. And sometimes you'll miss the bus also, saying, यार मैं तो बहुत fit था जब मैं 16 साल का था. I should have just pursued then. I would have been a champion. But it's great to do good in both fields. What you're required to do well for. One is for your heart, and for your body and soul and mind, you go back to your family and otherwise. And they're the ones who support you through thick and thin. So winning and striking a balance across all sides is also an art which will come over the course of time, but you've got to be patient with everything.
Right. So again, as we're talking about your family, we have also learned that your elder brother Ajit, has played a very vital role in your life. And again, that's the reason I believe he's even pinned in your Instagram grid. So, would you like to talk about something about your bond with him? Whether have you
Right.
like, how often do you uh, ask him to get along in a race with you, and just for fun's sake?
So I'll take a step back. So I lost my dad like really early in life. So I had my uncle who was like a godfather who would support us, me and Ajit with everything. So until 3 years back is when we lost him. And with him as godfather, Ajit will take care about whereabouts. He'll fund me with all that underground. I've been doing it for the last 10 years.
Right.
All the races. I've never had a money to buy machines which are expensive or buy a Ducati for myself just for sheer riding otherwise. So Ajit has been funding. He's been like a father figure and been very kind in terms of treating me like his kid and living with all the bullshit that I had to ask him from. Sometimes he was very demanding as far as the money is concerned. So he's been very kind to take care of me as my father. And like you rightly said, uh, apart from being available for races, we've raced together. He's been like a backbone in supporting in everything that I ever needed. So sometimes it's as stupid as building a gypsy again. So always had gypsy in my life, and then we thought of selling it, and then I get a dream that I want it back, and I've got very stupid to say, "मैंने gypsy देखा है, I want to bring it back." Obnoxious money because gypsies brand new sell at 5.5,
Yeah.
but if you were to go buy now, it's 7.5, 8 lakh rupees. So, but I couldn't get sleep. It's just me, and that's how I close them to my machines. And I said I want gypsies, and then we started looking for it, and then he somehow sourced whatever money that it took for me to get a gypsy. And now it's at home. I don't drive it as much, once in a week maybe, but that's how obnoxious it's got with me and my relation with my brother. But he's been kind enough to cater to all my requirements ever.
So have the two of you tried to build anything, and then there is an argument, and like a very healthy argument though,
Yes,
because
yes.
both know the
Yes.
machines well.
Yes.
So no, this is not going to work. That's going to
Yes,
work better. And then in such situation, who is a better knowledgeable person? I would
Right.
say in terms of machines.
See, for me, for him, the way he thinks his machine is slightly different than him versus I think. We are on to our 19th car right now, and we like to build our builds very differently. So Zen is a very road practical, inspiring car. Accord is very hot wheel car, does only shows. Then we have Evo, which is straight from Paul Walker's collection, and we saw it out of the movie. We've grown it, so we bought it. So Ajit likes to keep it stock. I wanted to modify it, so we kept it stock for 7 years. Now we're building it for underground to make it like a very fast car. Then we are building a very like a top-notch drift build cars. I'm revealing it in your podcast, but that's been our dream project. It's already been a year that we're building on it. Now it's a year that we'll bring it back to life. Then we're also building a drag car, which is a 9-second car.
Wow.
So multiple builds. So and we see. I mean, what we're going to do with the car is secondary, but to have a project car is both very important for both our brothers. To say let's talk something about something. इसका क्या progress चल रहा है? इसके लिए हम क्या ला रहे हैं? क्या कर रहे हैं? So we're talking to a lot of international brands to race build engines to India and put it and launch them also in India.
So which means like when you brothers meet, it's not like तेरे life में क्या चल रहा है? अब कौन सी कार बिल्कुल नहीं है वो बता.
Yes. So we discuss about all genres of car. So fast car, street car, overlanders, off-roaders, and so we've got a variety of all of it. So if you look, nothing is a repetitive in our except for drift builds because you need many cars.
True.
But we've got all genres of cars that you can possibly have. That's a dream. So our collections, like the ideal collection, would be 21 cars. We're on 19 cars. So 3 cars away from having our garage to be full, and then we replicate whatever we have already.
Great.
But yeah, I mean, we're 3 years away from building our dream garage. We're on our 19th car. When the cars come live, which is the next 2 cars, then we procure 3 more cars. Porsche 911 is where we end with.
Okay.
But yes, very well thought through. We know what we are up for, and we're working towards making it happen.
Great. Just one question that I had in mind about again drifting is because in drifting tires burn out a lot because we had seen you drifting at generation speed, and we had seen the amount of tires that went.
Right.
So how how often does a tire burn out in a session of drifting?
A car with a brand new tires will take about 20 minutes.
Okay.
But 20 minutes is also a good time for these Indian cars to come back and rest. Otherwise, the car takes a lot of beating. Something will get hot or something will break inside. So the window works for us in our favor, and that's the reason why 8 cars. And to answer your question about tires, yes, they're expensive. We've been lucky enough to find some guys who are willing to sponsor us. One. Second, we also have our team who knows about tires and health of the tires. So anything which is 50%, even if it's a puncture, we're happy to procure it because puncture doesn't bother us. We fix it and go back to burn those tires. So on an average of over a weekend, we're about 60 cars that we burn between 8 cars that we have.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's the reason why we do it only once in a month. We like to do it every weekend, but 60 tires is what we burn over a weekend.
Okay. And are there any kind of mishaps that have ever happened while drifting? And what kind of precautions do you all take while drifting?
Look, after every session, you have to go back and check your car. Oil change is important. You have to have a nice mechanic who checks your brakes and all of that. But luckily for us, our track is very big. Luckily for us, the guys who work with me as my crew, who are my friends also, they are also being told about how safety is important and parameter. Now it's built into their muscle memory. So without me even telling, if the car started, everybody will move out. They'll take their positions. They know what is safety zone. We take a special care of something like a fire extinguisher, water by our side. Everybody with that a top jacket that you wear to say that this is where the crew is standing. So
The
special
neon ones.
yeah, so like I said, like I mean, you've been a torchbearer for motorsports.
Right.
If you don't treat or create examples for yourself for people to who are watching at you, then you're not doing a fair job. So safety is paramount, and I think that comes with every motorsport activity that you do. And I think it's important when you're inspiring others. The kids are watching over you. All the more you get it right and do it right at the first time.
Great. So just two more questions that I had for you is one, who should enroll for the off-road driver or say get associated with Tapaswi racing? And the second is, again, now we have seen underground, we've spoken about underground. So what do we expect from the upcoming underground, which is on 23rd of August, if I'm not wrong?
So, guys, honestly, we've never had people like openly coming to us. We've screened people, and it's an only invite only entry. I can easily make a lot of money by keeping a ticket.
True.
But invite only allows us to choose that right guy for the community because we are growing and we would like to grow organically. Money is not important. What we do over the weekdays, Monday to Friday, is what earns us bread and butter. Motorsports is passion, and we want to not make money out of it. But we also are aware we may start slow, but once we get there with right set of people, the sport will only grow. And that's what we've seen in the last 7 years. Like I said, there's not much of attention. But 7 years, we started seeing a lot of attention from film stars, from manufacturers. Luckily, we've had Universal working with us, Mercedes, Mahindra, Bajaj Pulsar, like the bike brand also chooses to work. An upcoming one is the brand that we are very fascinated about. Is an international brand. We're talking about Royal Enfield, who wants to partner with us. They've given us a complete freedom. We are very obliged to work something with us. They have a bike which is drift and drag related inspired bike.
Okay.
So the bike resonates with that concept. That's how they've chosen us to work with us. That's what we are also all about, drifting and drag. We're trying to put the two giants like the Royal Enfield brand and us come together and try and create like an experience for people. With Royal Enfield, we like to inspire some more people to join the community. That's the reason why there is ticket for the next event. It's 23rd of August. And what we are doing here is not only telling you about what is our Umlingla record about, we show you a video. We also have Sanam racing against the best biker over an underground. Okay. So you spoke about Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
Now there is Sanam gonna race around the aisle, while there is a biker who's gonna race around the aisle. So we're gonna see who's the fastest drifter, like a biker or a Sanam, to race in that underground edition that we're bringing.
That's gonna be actually a hell lot of adrenaline rush. In fact, I'm just excited now to watch it. Like, it will be fun because Sanam racing and then a biker.
And this is like a Tokyo Drift. Like this
exactly
is drifting around the aisle. And this was a dream that we've been wanting to bring together. Luckily, it's all falling in place. So we're trying to, because the bike has also been associated with being a very good drift bike.
Right.
And we're putting the best guy, who's Padma, against Sanam. And there's also going to be drag racing between a lot of cars. The GTR versus the Gorilla.
Wow.
And things like that. So we're going to get people to see it, what they've seen it only in movies.
True.
But in the right sense, like I said, safety will be checked. But there's only very limited few that we are looking forward to have in this event. Because the idea is not to make money. The idea is to inspire people organically. To see that everything is possible in India. But yes, it has to be done with certain discipline.
So again, so do they reach out to you via your Instagram account, or how do they reach out for getting enrolled for this event?
Yeah. So look, we are 100 people strong team.
Right.
And a lot of people, when you ping us, want to be a part of our event. See, you randomly ping me saying that, hey, Jeet, we've been following. We go back and screen your profile. Are you a car guy, or are you just trying to be cool by being a part with us?
True.
Because see, cool is very temporary.
Exactly.
But we like to work with you. If you're a car guy, give you all the exposure that you need and help you build your car, maybe make you live your dream through whatever we are doing and things like that. And that's how a lot of my crew members are also those kind of guys and have now moved on to do something great in the automobile industry. So it makes me proud when I see them. They're now working with, because of the sheer experience that they've had with me.
Right.
They're working with Mercedes. They're working in the companies in Chakan, automobile related. Some of them open their tuner shops and all of that.
Great.
So it's very soulful for me to see that they've made a career out of what they were learned with me and all of that. So something for us to also to give back to those communities. So yes, when you're pinging us, if you were to open our doors to you, you need to be a car guy or probably related to cars, or you need to be a passionate guy, disciplined enough for us to make you a part of our community.
Awesome. So now we are just about to move to a last segment of rapid fire that I spoke to you about.
Okay.
But a question, because the moment I entered here, I saw two of the amazing cars which I admire. I love. Maybe when even I was a kid, those are the cars which like dream to buy.
Right.
And that is one is Maruti Zen and Mitsubishi Lancer. So what do you want to say about these two guys? I had this on my rapid fire question for you, your favorite car, but I couldn't hold myself because Zen has always been a favorite car.
Right.
So it's I guess I don't know if is it with the 90s or 80s era that Zen has a craze for, or I don't know if the young crowd still has a craze for.
Look, with recent cars also, you go back to see nothing has ever been designed so beautifully. If you sit inside, everything feels like it's a mold. Unbelievable the way they've achieved what they've achieved. And for me, my first car when I bought it from my own money, so holds a special value. Apart from winning a lot of drag races, autocrosses, beaten it. Sometimes I've ran fuel which should have just got over, but the car's done well for me. So also can call it as a lucky car. And it also reminds me that once in a week I have to travel with that car. Tells me this is where my journey started. So I may have an Evo now, 10 right now, which is a lot of dreams for a lot of people. But for me to remind me and let me stay humble is where the journey started. This is what it does. So and I like to associate that with the car, and I have been talking to the car for last 20 years. So she listens to me more than any other car. So that ways makes it a special car in my garage.
Great. So with this, let's move to the last segment of rapid fire. So the first question that I have for you is, so again, I hope it's going to be extremely rapid and we're going to get quick answers from you.
Okay.
So first car you ever drifted?
Palio S10.
Great.
Power drift.
Okay, this is, I'm not too sure if it's tricky or it's any important, but manual or automatic?
Always manual. No automatic.
No automatic.
No, none of my cars are automatic.
So can you drift in an automatic car?
Power drift will happen. It's no fun.
No fun. Okay. Favorite drifting car that you would love to drift anytime?
We are building one BMW with a 2JZ engine.
Okay.
You're gonna see that. If fingers crossed, you'll see it to get to see it this edition of Underground.
Wow. And globally, which is the favorite drifting car that you would want?
We are building one.
The
It's,
same one.
it's Nissan Safiro.
Oh, wow. Favorite motorsport besides drifting?
Motorsports. Dirt biking has been in family since then. We've had a lot of favorite pastime. A lot of our friends get together. We ride. We've done Rajasthan. We've done Ladakh. We've done Goa, Bangalore. So I like the pickup truck and the dirt bikes. We just travel, and it always has ended up to become fond memories for us.
One word that defines Tapaswi racing.
Discipline and consistency.
Okay. One word that defines your driving style.
Driving style, I think I'll be fun driver. I won't scare you.
Okay. First car that you owned.
Zen.
Wow. Most overhyped car mod that you have ever seen.
A sticker gets you 5 DSP more.
Okay. Best drifting scene in any cinema that you have admired and you would want to try that.
Not a cinema, but Ken Block. He's been an idol and inspiration forever. What he did at Pikes Peak, I want to try it before I die.
Okay.
So yeah, if you speak about Ken Block and Pikes Peak, there's only one scene where he is drifted at the edge of the peak,
yes,
and that goosebumps right now. So
great. Any location in India that you would want to do drifting?
We'd been to Umlingla with some more cars. Sanam, me, and one more of our friend drifting up all the way to Umlingla.
Great.
So maybe next year is what we try and create that.
All right. Last question: old cars or new cars? When I say old, it is like consider Zen versus a Merc.
old cars, Merc or a Zen, they had character. You can build them easily. Parts were cheaper, more fun, less liability, and break them fast. You can break them and not regret about it. And so much more feedback. Like you can talk to them. Current cars, I don't think so. You can connect with them as much.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Jeet. And it was an amazing conversation that we had. Just before we end this session, if at all you would love to give any message to our audience in terms of driving, drifting, anything, and plus again, the school that you're talking about as well.
Right.
Just one last message.
So, MotoGazer, thank you. I can't thank you enough to create a platform like this for us to meet like-minded people that we have that we want to associate with further, and for people who are looking at being part of a motorsport journey that we've created for India. So, yes, I think firstly, thank you for creating that platform. Secondly, I think, guys, like 144 billion, so much more that we can contribute in the motorsports world for India. We got to go back, correct some basics. We got to be very disciplined on the road. We got to be a right messenger to the kids who are looking up to us. We cannot be drifting in a college or modifying cheap mods or probably doing skills or pulling out of the road and breaking signals. Not having insurance PUC is not cool. Taking your father's car in the night without a license is not cool. Drinking and driving is absolutely bullshit. This aspect has to be kept aside. That's where you will help us. Uh, we will be able to help you to take motorsports somewhere in India. Example of such was Umlingla. India holds a record for the highest drifter. Drifting is not even a sport in India. Sanam out there goes back to create one. Is a message saying that everything is a possibility. India is full of opportunities and so much more that we can do. The world is talking about it. It's time that we pull that motorsports as such a beautiful sport also at the world level. So that's my message.
Thank you so much, Jeet, for your time.
Pleasure, brother.